Hello, Alliance Nation. Welcome to Burlington, North Carolina, national headquarters of your National Agents Alliance and home to your 2024 family reunion. Billy, put these beautiful people on the big screen so they will make some noise. Guys, this is a homecoming for me. This right here, Burlington, North Carolina, family reunion, was my first event. My wife, Olga Mathis, dragged me from Jacksonville, Florida, all the way up here to Burlington for the 2013 family reunion. And I didn't know it on the ride up here, but that 2013 family reunion changed my life. And here you are. It's 2024. It's August the 2nd, and you are at the family reunion, and it will change your life. Good evening, everyone, and it's great to be back at the home office. I want to thank Andy and Jane and Mark and the whole staff for putting this awesome event together. But most of all, I want to thank you, Alliance Nation, because without you, none of this would be possible. You know, it's never easy, convenient, or inexpensive to get to world-class training events like this, is it? You got to take time off work. You got to save up that corporate PTO time, getting the kids squared away, taking care of the sick parents. And it ain't cheap. The hotel cost, the ticket cost, the plane cost, all that takes money. So Alliance, give yourself a huge hand for showing up. I guarantee you it'll be worth it. And that's tip number one. Work with the people that show up. Here's a secret. You can't help the ones that don't do what they say they will do. Now, I'm Jason Mathis, and I married that awesome cuteness, Olga Mathis. And Jane Albright, I have no comment on tire treads. Billy, start that rotation. Olga and I are part of the most awesome, the best team, the number one team, and now a power tag team. With the addition of Angela, we are proud team members of Andy and Angela. Riddle Nation, make some noise! That's a good-looking group of people. You know, being back at the home office takes me back. The Alliance came knocking on my life in 2013. You know, my wife was working at American Airlines as a luggage handler for 25 years. She was throwing bags into the belly of an airplane. And we all know this to be true. That was the cutest luggage handler American Airlines ever hired. Well, after 2 shoulder surgeries, she left that job in 2013. And she started to work part-time at Dillard's, selling women's clothing. And meanwhile, I was working part-time at Mama Bammel. Mama Bammel. That's Bank of America Merrill Lynch as a loan officer. Now, to be clear, this job that my wife had was really like a daily shopping event for Olga, because every day she'd come home like this with these 2 little bags. And I said, Olgie, you was leaving all the money at Dillard's. And meanwhile, at Mama Bamble, they decided to drop my commission, and a friend of mine said, hey, Jason, you want to do this insurance thing with me and make some extra money? And I said, heck no. But maybe Olga does. You see, I knew there was money in insurance, and I knew she was leaving all her money at Dillard's. So Olga got her insurance license in April of 2013 and dragged me. And I mean dragged me, Stephen. But you already know the problem I got with my wife. She's dang cute. So she dragged me to this event right here in Burlington, North Carolina. You see, I was one of those corporate supportive spouses. Even though I didn't really like working at corporate America, or what some of us called Cubeland, USA, micromanagement city, and of course my all-time favorite, the corporate nipple. I wanted to support my wife. So I showed up right here and I sat about 30 rows back. And I was like, wow, the Alliance has it all figured out. From the lead system, the ARC, President's Club, the business in a box system. And guys, I was impressed. If Olga can't make it work here, she can't make it work anywhere. And Olga got to work doing the training, going to the meetings, reading the books and getting the coaching. And the biggest thing she did was the two words Marvin Osuna mentioned earlier today. She didn't quit. And throughout all of 2014, Olga made $3,200. We've already talked about my problem. So I was not fired up, thank God. But in January of 2014, she made $1,800 in 1 month. February, $2,200. March, $3,400. And in June of that year, she was consistently making over $9,000 a month in deposits. Yes, I was fired up. That's tip number 2. Find people that don't quit. And guess what? I got smart. I started doing insurance part-time. Yeah, I could have stayed at corporate America and clawed my way, Mike, into lower middle management. You see, that was my top, Mike. You see, I didn't graduate high school with a 1600 on the SAT. I didn't go to Harvard. I didn't go to MIT. Heck, I don't even have a 4-year college degree. Okay? My options at corporate America were limited. So I decided, like LeBron James, to take my talents and get world-class coaching from Albright, Fitz, Abian, Riddle, Long, Bright, Kraft, Gina Hawks, and Clay Murtis and President's Club was a better fit for me. And a few months later, I left the bank. And Olga and I were doing insurance together full time. And following the Alliance system, we built a massive business. Last month, the agency did over 650 applications, helping hundreds of agents a month and issue paying over $470,000 a month. Now listen up, guys. That's a credit to the Alliance system. It took a luggage handler and a washed-up corporate guy, Tia, plugged into a system that helped us create a massive business. What a powerful system. Now, tonight, I want to tell you how I do interviews. This is a nuts and bolts approach. Step 1. You got to do these steps in order, okay? I think positive. You're coaching positively direct. Albright talked about it in the agency manager and above meeting. All right, step one, get a coach mentor who is in the alliance, has massive success, and talk to them daily. Ready for the picture? Nailed it. Stephen, I learned that from you. Thank you. And okay, let me start over. Step one, who's got the picture messed up. Step one, get a coach and mentor who's in the alliance, has massive success, and talk to them daily and do what they say to do. Now, I'm going to give you all the nuts and bolts in this talk, but what I can't give you is the 10 years I have, the 33 years Albright has, the 17 years Riddle has, the 9+ years Terry and Tia have, or all the books we've read. Getting that coach mentor is a true life cheat code to success. It's the only shortcut I know that truly works. So find a great one and use them well. Step two, do a schedule with your coach mentor and follow it to the minute. What you will find is this: work has to get done. You got to walk the dog. You got to pick up their stuff. You got to get their grocery shopping, the dry cleaning, the cooking, cleaning the house, doing the laundry. You got to work your pendings. You got to sell insurance. You got to do the recruiting and the building. All that work pays different dollar amounts per hour. For Olga and I, selling insurance pays hundreds of dollars an hour. Recruiting pays thousands, and building pays the most. Step three, join President's Club. Yes, join now. Clay will help you just like he helped me. His team will call you Monday. This is a must. It is what I did, and it's what I still do. Here's the QR code for the doers. At the Alliance, we say now and right now. Now, guys, with President's Club help and advice, they help me format the words for over 100 Craigslist ad and posts that I paid for and received the calls and emails on. One of those calls came from a young man where corporate America had pulled the rug out from under him and his family by the name of Terry Edwards. Now, I'm sorry corporate America did that to Terry and his family, but thank God. And thank God he answered that Craigslist post. That's right. And now Terry and Tia have built the dream team and help hundreds of agents and thousands of families a year. Thank you, Terry and Tia and the dream team, for all you do. That's right. That's the power of President's Club, guys. That is one story of many. Once I signed up with President's Club, I called Clay. And I said, Clay, who is the best person that does interviews and moves people forward? As I simply wanted to be trained by the best, Jared, Clay said, hold on. And he came back on the line with John, the human gardener. And John said he was doing 3 hours of interviews and such tomorrow. And I could listen in live. And after 3 hours of listening to John, I had written down his script and jotted down what John said when they asked questions or had comments. And I said, wow, John, that was great. He said, thanks, Jason, but it gets boring after the 100th interview. So mastering the mundane is key. So don't fall into the trap of sounding like Charlie Brown's teacher or Eeyore.
And no hope of things getting better.
Nobody wants to be interviewed by Charlie Brown's teacher or Eeyore. You see, John knew how to sing his one-hit song. He knew he had one shot to impress, and this kid crushed it every time he sang it. John asked me if I needed him to send me the script. I said, no, John, as after 3 hours, I had written it down. There was a long pause from John, and he said, Jason, you might make it. John asked if I had any questions. I said, yes. John said, great. Jason, do 50 interviews this coming week. Email all questions to me and jump back on this call in a week. And he'd answer all of my questions when his phone was ringing. And we did just that. And I had several questions. And here is how it went. John's response to question 1. Jason, I have never had this question in thousands and thousands of interactions. It'll never happen again. Next question. And my new friend John proceeded to coach and mentor me through the other common questions. And I will cover these questions later. Step 4, get to work. Yeah, you said it, Terry. Write a policy on yourself. Now, this was easy for me because my wife, as cute as she is, had already written 3 on me. It's pretty simple. An accident only. Harry, don't laugh at me. You got the same problem I got, son. Okay? An accident only, a term, and a perm. So done. Box checked. But if you need to do this, get it done. There's nothing worse than an insurance agent with no insurance. Guys, don't be that agent. I called back into President's Club, spoke with my new buddy Clay, and I said, Clay, now that I'm trained, how can I fill my schedule with interviews? Easy, Clay said. What is your budget? And I said, $300 a week. And Clay set me up with a combination of the following. Licensed agent interviews at $15 per set. Some ZipRecruiter ads, some Monster Resume ads, and of course, we already heard the story, some Craigslist ads. That's right. Thank you for answering that ad, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you for posting it, Mr.
But that's right. That's half a team Mathis sitting right there. Now, this worked great for a part-timer, but once I went full-time, I needed more work. And this is key, guys. Once I left corporate America, I became my most important piece of capital. Me, myself. And it's the same for you. We have to keep ourselves working. We are the engine of our own business. If your business engine isn't working, your business is not making money, period. So I put myself to work. I kept working and doing what Clay and I had set up with that $300, but I had an extra 40 hours every single week to fill with work. So I started calling the Florida State list of newly licensed insurance agents. Pro tip, most states have such a database. So I got to work, unlimited work, too much work for one person to do. And this was great because of the cost. Most states charge a fee, but Florida is free, Eric Belair. All right, are you guys ready to get into this interview script? Okay, there are 4 parts. The way I do this interview, there's 4 parts to it. There's an intro and acceptance that is less than 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds. There's an information gathering phase that's anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes, depending upon Adam, how much I like him. And there's an about the alliance phase, which also known as the carnival barkering phase. This is where you launch into your carnival barkering. This slides right into, with no break, to the dating question. You go right into the dating question, and you're going to spend no more than 2 to 10 minutes in this question. Guys, here's the trick. You are not verbally marinating with this person. You are on this call. You know the direction you want to take this call. And you get it done. Now, it doesn't mean you can't, if you can lollygag. They might think you're lollygagging, but you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not rushing through this call, but you have complete control of this call. Okay, intro and acceptance. This is for preset interviews. I did a ton of this with President's Club when I started. Man, I'm telling you, man, this was awesome. Less than 30 seconds, here's how it goes. Hello, John, this is Jason Mathis. They set us up a phone interview. You got a minute? Yes. They told me you got your insurance license. Congratulations. Intro and acceptance is done. Okay? So that's it. It's that simple. If they say no, I do not argue with them. Hey, why did you set the appointment up? It's not a time to be argumentative with the people. If they say no, I say, okay, is tomorrow or the next day better to reschedule? It's always 24 to 48 hours out to get them rescheduled. Another way to say it is, hello, John, this is Jason Mathis. They told me you responded to our ad for insurance agents. You got a minute. So if you place an ad on the ZipRecruiter, the Facebook, the Craigslist, wherever, if they respond to the ad, I treat that as a set interview, and then they answer yes or no. And what I did to save the typing, I said, see above, and there you go. Those are the responses. So the intro and acceptance is no more, it's less than 30 seconds, guys. That's it. Intro and acceptance on a cold call. So you're calling people, they have no idea you're calling the state license list, whatever you're calling. Hello, John. This is Jason Mathis. I see you recently got your insurance license. You got a minute to do an interview. This is just how I say it, guys. This is just how I say it. They're going to say, they very rarely say yes, by the way, on these calls, just so you know. Do not let this fool you. We'll start off what they normally say. They normally say, no, I'm all set. They normally say some form of no, I'm all set. Okay? So what I do is I say, got it. My manager wanted to chat with you to see if we might be a fit. 10 minutes. Would that be okay? They understand what I mean by 10 minutes. I don't have to say, we only need 10 minutes for an interview. They understand that, okay? Now, if they say yes, if they happen to say yes on this, I say congratulations on getting your insurance license. If they say no, it's okay, I acknowledge it, and then it's 24 to 48 hours out. Okay, it's tomorrow or the next day. Here's another way to do it. Cold calls. Hey, John. Hello, John. This is Jason Mathis. I see you recently got your insurance license. Congratulations. Are you keeping your options open? And guys, I'm telling you something. You'll see me when I get into the carnival barkering here. You're going to see me when I go into that. I'm telling you, this is exactly how I do it at my office. I'm like, congratulations, and I'll do that. It works. So this is the intro and acceptance on the intro. Now, on the information gathering, this is the most important part of the interview. So this is the most important part. This is where you got to get real good at asking questions, okay? And we are going to hear from Brian and Julie here. I did this a week ago. I just said, hey, you're going to hear me ask them questions. You will not hear their response. It's going to take too long. But you guys are going to see how many questions you got to ask these people. How long you had it and what got you interested in insurance. Now, the smart ones know there's 2 questions in that one sentence, right? There's 2 questions in that one sentence. And the smart ones will answer the first one first and the second one second. So I'm trying to find out how long they had it and what got you interested in insurance. I am interviewing them. I am trying to, really what I'm trying to find out, guys, where do they fall in that deck of cards? Are we dealing with an ace or are we dealing with a 2? Seriously, like how much time are they worth of mine? Like I'm not joking around. Like if you're gonna run with me, you better be ready to rock, baby. Because if you don't do what you say you're gonna do, you're gonna start working with my assistant, right? So you're gonna get upgraded. You've just been upgraded to the assistant. All right. It's called positively direct, Adam. Okay. You have to get good at asking questions. Now here's the trick. Here's another trick. When you ask these questions, you're not in a court of law. You are not cross-examining a hostile witness. Okay? When you ask these questions, sometimes you got to come in from the side door, the front door, the back door. You helicopter in, you come in from the left side, the right side, sometimes the basement. Okay? And you have to re-ask the same question. Look at this. How long you had it and what got you interested? They might say, oh, I got it 3 months ago. Well, they're not going to answer the second part of your question. It's not that they're mean, okay? They don't, so you might have to hit them with, what made you want to go out there and sell insurance? See, here's the thing, guys. I have never met a 7 or 10-year-old when you ask them what they want to do, said, I want to sell insurance. I haven't met them yet. So you really got to get into this with them, and you can't treat them like you're cross-examining them. It just won't work. They will shut down like you've kicked a little puppy, and then it's on the Twitter or whatever, and then you're going to be a meme, and you don't want that. It's not going to work. Okay. Sometimes I'll ask them, do you do insurance part-time or full-time? They'll say part-time. I'm like, oh, that's great. What do you do with the rest of your time? I want to find out what kind of work they're currently doing. Like, what have they built up on their resume? Why are they such a bad butt that they want to work with me? Why should I spend time with them? Like, I can't say that, though. Like, prove yourself. Why are you worthy of the time of Jason Mathis? You know, Terry Edward, he's kind of a badass. He built the dream team. What are you going to do? I'll take his call at 2 a.m. You, I don't know. I might not even let you take me to dinner. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, let's hear from Brian and Julie. Let's see if we can cue this up.
What made you want to go out there and get into the insurance business? Right, so you got a master's in counseling. Now, when you were in transportation, were you like doing that long haul trucking across the country, or what kind of transportation? How does a guy with a master's in counseling get into trucking? Now, what branch of the military were you in? How many years you give them? So how did you flip into insurance? I mean, did you see something on the Instagram or the YouTube? I mean, why insurance?
I mean, I found this amazing. This guy has a master's in counseling. He does trucking. I asked him about all this. He could never get out of trucking because that master in counseling could never pay him what he had built his career in trucking. Then he wanted to get out. It was just, and he's a veteran, and it just, you got to keep asking, but really strong candidate, come to find out.
They told me you got your insurance license. Congratulations. How long you had it, and Julie, what got you interested to be an insurance agent? So how long were you in the Navy? Wow. Well, congratulations on that. So you're sitting there 9.5 years in, SkillBridge comes along, and what got you thinking, like, you know what? Insurance became a real option in the civilian world. So they somehow gave you options as to do insurance out there in the civilian world. I mean, I'm sure they don't force all Navy personnel to get into insurance. Like, how did you settle on insurance? And I'm wondering, like, what did you do in the Navy? Oh my God. So that's awesome. I couldn't do that. So a gas turbine tech person who knows how to work on them fast moving things, you like, insurance is my thing now, or an option. And so you're sitting there through the SkillBridge, you're looking at the different options you can do. And you said, you know what, this insurance, did your uncle do it? Your dad do it? Like, why insurance? Well, how did being a recruiter translate to insurance, selling insurance to people?
Yeah. There we go, Julie. See, SkillBridge is a and so, it was just, I was like, with her, it was really difficult. It was like I was ready to chew on a razor blade to take the edge off. But so, we finally figured out that, Julie is awesome, and she's a gas turbine tech person, and that's why we've had some mishaps in the military. But, she's going to switch to insurance. So the military personnel, if you're using gas turbines, we're all right now. So she's taking an early out. So you've got to get good at asking these questions and doing it in such a way, but you don't want to, guys, you're not there, like, you've got a destination and you want to get there. Like, you're controlling this. It might seem like I am meandering, but I am not. Okay. This is the most boring part of the interview, guys. I'm telling you, like, I swear to God, this is where you cannot fall in the trap of sounding like Charlie Brown's teacher or Eeyore, okay? It's 416 words if you do all of it. You don't have to. Remember, what you've done is you've already information gathered them. You've already found out how much you are ready to get off the phone. Okay? Remember, you don't have to say all these words. No one wants to talk to Eeyore. Remember, in the 100-Acre Woods, nobody talks to Eeyore. You're going to carnival barker this out. You are going to do your best P.T. Barnum and rock this out. And it's only, the maximum is 2 minutes and 35 seconds. All right. I'm going to give you a piece of this. I don't know how much. Let's do it, Joe. All right. So, John, I will tell you what we do, how we do it, and what we're looking for. And we can interview each other to see if there's a fit. Fair enough, John? We are a nationwide life insurance and annuity distributor. We sell the products of about 40 different multi-billion-dollar carriers like Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica, AIG, Foresters, etc. John, this allows you to do all the shopping for clients. We sell term and whole life, burial and final expense insurance, Medicare, Med Advantage, Med Subs, and estate planning. We have a securities office under our umbrella if your clients need that service or if you ever want to become a financial advisor. And John, they give us their height, weight, date of birth, if they smoke or not, phone numbers, how much coverage they want, etc. They sign it, send it back to our corporate office. They get it into our world-class computer CRM system. Agents like you log in, call the client, set the appointment, make a friend, do a financial needs analysis, and help protect the family. Our average client's 48 to 52 years old, and on average, our client spends about $85 a month to protect their family. And on average, John, you're going to make about $500 when you protect one of our client families. We're non-captive and looking for part-time or full-time. Does that sound like something that you would want to do or have any questions, John? And now you have slid right into the dating question. So there's no break. There's no break from the dating question from About the Alliance when you carnival bar. You go right into it. And this is where you're quiet. You don't say anything. You're going to out-quiet this person. That is the game now. It's called the quiet game. You know, if you have kids, you play the quiet game. You tell them you're going to get them the chicken McNuggets. Whoever can talk the last gets the nuggets. You don't say anything. This is the dating question. And you go into it. And this is what me and John from President's Club went over. And the game is afoot. Tia Edwards. And here are the 5 common questions that the human gardener and I went over. Is it all commission? What's the starting commission rate? Can you start me at a higher commission rate? How do you train new agents, or how do I get started? How much the leads cost? Is it all commission? Is that what you are looking for? No, I need a salary as I have a family. How do you work? My answer, I think it's a perfect fit, John. You can work part-time with us and get your salaried position at corporate America because we don't cap your earnings with an hourly rate or salary. Does that sound like a fit? Right back into the dating question, are we going to go out? Is it a red light, green light, or yellow light? Are we a match on Match.com? What's the starting commission rate? We start at 55% and go to 140. Does that sound like a fit? For a seasoned producer in all caps for a reason. For a seasoned producer like you, John, we don't start you at the bottom. We're looking to advance you in your career, not set you back. Makes sense, no question mark. Does that sound like a fit? This is how I answer it. Get with your junior board member if you need help with this. It's tricky. It's an emotional tight wire. Can you start me at a higher commission? Yes. Do you know how many families you'll be helping your first 30 to 60 days? No, I'm new, but what can you start me at? Well, all new people, we start at 55%. Does that sound like a fit? Right into it. Some of you guys might need help with some more answers. Call your junior board member or above. Their mental gymnastics are awesome. How do you start new agents, or how do I get started? I always answer fast. You're assigned an onboarding assistant, and they walk you through it. It takes about, I've seen people get through it in a day. Then you start the one-on-one training with a seasoned agent. Does that sound like a fit? I don't get into the weeds of all we do. We're ready to go date. We're getting dinner, man. And we all know what happens after dinner. It's a fast track or carrier contract. We know that. Answer fast. You're assigned an onboarding assistant, and they guide you through the process with us. The carrier contracting, all the online university classes, etc. That covers everything. Takes like 1 day of work. Does that sound like a fit? How much do leads cost? Here's my answer, guys. A lot. But quality always does. Look, do you want to bang your head on some old beat-up leads that have been passed around like the village bicycle? I'm telling you, this is what I answer. Or have the hot, off-the-press leads. Hey, John, like I said, our leads have no free giveaways, and that puts a cost on them. New leads are $5 to $120 each. Does that sound like a fit? I've already gathered their information. We also have a free lead program where you cannot advance up the commission chart, but your leads are provided free on a scheduled basis. Does that sound like a fit? Guys, this is my buddy Clay Murtis. I told Clay, I said, geez, my talk is pimping you out. Like, I want to cut, okay? President's Club and Clay Murtis helped me out so much. If you guys hit this QR code, Clay Murtis and President's Club will help you just like they helped me. Guys, I will leave you with this. Don't expect well behavior from sick people. You can't save everyone, so save your health, save yourself, then help others. who deserve it. And my favorite, care enough not to allow another's dysfunction to dysfunction you. Life is short. Don't waste time on things that don't matter. Choose your hard. It's hard to get rich and it's hard to be poor. Embrace your failures, take responsibility, and most importantly, give your time, energy, and money to what truly matters to growing your business. Thank you for listening, and long live the Alliance.